Welcome back to the Football Tragics. It's been, a week? A little over a week now. So we're back. I'm your host, Aaron. I'm joined here by Campo and Morty. Tony's not with us today. Man, the different things. No, he's going to the Tim Zoo fight tonight, so that should be good. We're going to just get straight into it. We're sick of the international break, so we're going to get back into our favourite thing, which is English Premier League football. Pretty big week, a few massive games here. Leicester versus Chelsea kicks us off 11:30. It's a good time finally. Then we've got Newcastle versus Brentford. We've got Burnley versus Palace, Villa versus Brighton, Wolves versus West Ham, Norwich versus Southampton, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Everton, and then we finish with Campo's Tottenham versus Leeds. All right, well, let's get straight into that first game there. Morty, you said off camera it's a fat L for Chelsea off the bat, but is that your real prediction, or is that just what you want to throw out there? What do you reckon?
Nah, I'll throw it out there. I think, Leicester usually come back from the break. They come out with a win, and I don't know. Is Lukaku back? Is he back yet?
He's back in training, but I don't think he's fully back yet, so probably not.
Oh, maybe the week he comes back, you'll cop an L. I'll call that now.
I thought you were going to say if he's back, we're going to win, because I feel like he'd bully those defenders, but
I think you're working well with the attack you've got. I mean, bar the draw the other week. I mean, anyone can cop that. So I think, maybe. If Lukaku's back, loss, either way, I still predict a loss. I think a bit of an upset. Started off, early kickoff. That's the way we like to see it.
Yeah, I mean, we do hate the early kickoffs. Hey, it's the most toxic thing, especially in when you're betting on games. You never back the early kickoff. It's criminal. Always does you in. Well, I'm going to go with Chelsea, obviously. I've gone with a 2-1 win. Don't think it'll be as comfortable as I'd like. Leicester do cause troubles here and there. Vardy loves a goal against a big club, so I feel like he'll probably score. And again, off the back of an international break, you just never know how a game's going to go, really. But look, I've gone 2-1 Chelsea, pretty straightforward stuff from me. What do you reckon, Campo?
I'm sitting on the fence.
Yeah, thought you might.
I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. I just think both teams, Chelsea might lack a bit going forward, but they make up with it in their defense, so it might be a low-scoring game. I think it'll be 1-1.
1-1 draw is not the worst result. I'd probably take it. It would see us probably go away from top of the table, because obviously you got City probably picking up 3 points. But end of the day, it's 3 points. It's 1 point against a decent Leicester team, but they've been a bit underwhelming this year, so I wouldn't mind a win. Actually, I think we would stay top. Sorry, we're 3 points in front now, so a draw would keep us top. But what do we got? Newcastle versus Brentford. Can Newcastle? They've not got their first win yet under the new manager. Actually, they haven't got a win at all this season. So is that going to happen against Brentford? I say yes. I've gone 2-1. I think we all know that Brentford's in probably the worst form of anybody, actually, bar Villa, sorry. So I think Newcastle are finally going to do it. An international break probably came in a good time, maybe. Give a bit of chance for that manager to come in and do his own thing, Eddie Howe there, and get a bit of football being played under his watch. What do you reckon, Campo?
I reckon Newcastle win too. I rate Eddie Howe highly. He will bring an attacking style of gameplay to Newcastle, and I think it'll just be too much. Is that at Newcastle?
Yeah, at home, yeah.
The crowd will be rocking with, it's just going to be electric there. I really want to watch this game just to see the hype around it, and I think they'll go 2-0.
What do you reckon, Morty? You going with us, or you going with Brentford?
I'm going to pull it down to a 1-1 draw. I think Newcastle will probably still be looking to form their structures. Brentford probably, they'll get frustrated and they'll bag a goal. Like, they always seem to look like they're getting one. But I think, Eddie Howe, he is a quality manager, so they'll set something up. They'll have a plan in place. They'll probably be happier with the draw coming in. But this week, looking ahead, there's 4 new managers this week? This is an absolute shambolic week. Do not put any bets on this week. Don't bother, boys.
Brentford are probably lucky like they did have the international break, because they're obviously going to want to change his run of form, 4 losses in a row. So I suppose it's probably coming a good time for them. They can regroup, and it might be that Brentford that started the season might come out and play again after this international break. So, but obviously Newcastle with Eddie Howe at the helm now, they want to get his managerial, debut off to a win, I suppose. So we'll see. So 1-1. Did you go 1-1 or did you go with Newcastle? I couldn't. Just wonder.
1-1, yeah.
1-1. Okay, awesome. All right, well, we've got Burnley taking on Palace again. Tough one. I've actually gone with a 1-1 draw. I think as high flying as Palace have been, I think the international break came at the worst time for them. I think mate, Burnley can probably shithouse a 1-1 draw here. I can't look into it too much, but that's the way I see it. Morty, I'm going to come straight back to you. What do you reckon? How do you see it?
I think Palace probably get it done over them. I think Burnley kind of hate weeks off because they kind of just get into the grind and they just sit there and they're happily doing shit for week on week. I think the week off probably lets them have some happiness and they come back to that style of football. So I'm going Palace 2-0.
What do you reckon, Campo?
I'm going to back Palace in. You might say it's a bad week for him to have off, but you got to think Conor Gallagher got his first call up to the England squad. So there's going to be a lot of players on a high there, and I think it'll transfer over to the pitch, and I reckon they'll go 2-0 as well.
Good stuff. I'll see them go into, if they win that, they'll probably go into like 6th or 7th spot there. It's pretty high for Palace there. All right, another team a team that's doing terrible, 5 losses on the trot. Aston Villa against Brighton. Obviously, we know Villa have got Stevie G now at the helm. Morty, what's your take on that real quick?
I think it's just all preparation to come back home in a few
years.
So
what is it, 2024? Is that when Klopp's contract's up?
Yeah, whether it still doesn't go on a little bit more, but I think this is all just part of the plan. Stevie just gets into the grind, gets used to it, and then able to come back home. Because like we've seen player managers come back too early, and they kind of just whatever. I think with a bit more experience, actually in the Premier League, will do a world of wonders. Whether he's in the Premier League next year, who knows? Because if he doesn't turn that ship around, that ship's going straight back down. So
you'd like to think he'd turn that around though. Like they've got the players there.
It would do a world of wonders for him as a manager, keeping that club up, just purely from everything. Give him a bit of experience coming through, and that might probably benefit us in the future. Him actually facing a relegation, having that sort of new pressure, because playing at Liverpool all his life, he hasn't really had that.
So what's your prediction for this game? Does he start his Aston Villa career off with a win?
I don't know. There's a lot. I think he can get the attack going well defensively. I don't know who he's. Yeah, I think there's some holes to fill at the back, and I think. Yeah, I'm not too sure whether he can stop if he's going to be playing the can we score more than the opposition. So I go 2-1. 2-1 win. Villa take their chances. Brighton unlucky to lose.
What do you reckon, Campo?
I think it'll be a 3-1 Brighton, where Brighton take. I think Graham Potter, he's a better manager. Well, he's had more time with his club. He knows how Brighton play. They're playing well. They've had a bit of rough form, but this could be the week that they just come out and they put it to Villa. I'm backing it in 3-1.
Okay, I've gone with Morty here. I've gone Villa 2-0. I just think that when a new manager comes in, it's almost like it's often a free win for like that your club. Like usually it's just like that momentum, the whole situation around the club usually is pretty hype. So that's the only reason we've really gone with it. And Brighton, again, like you said, they've been in a bit of an average form. So it'd be good to see him kick off his Aston Villa career with a win. And they need it, that's for sure. They're, as I said, 5 or 6 losses on the trot. They need to switch that around. So, yeah, CBG starts his Villa career off with a win, I reckon. What about Ole, lads? Watford against United. Is Ole going to get the sack this week, or are we going to have to wait another week? What do you reckon, Morty? What's your prediction for this game? Surely he wins this against Watford.
Ole is at the wheel until the end of the season.
Unfortunately.
I don't think he can do any worse than what he's already doing. So I think they've just accepted it and gone, well, that is what it is this year, because I think once Conte is passed up, there's no one else really, unless Zidane comes in. But I don't see that happening before Christmas. But yeah, I go the upset. How can Watford do them? I think Maguire, the way he acted after his goal, even Roy came out and absolutely slammed him. His head to fit that ego, whatever the hell goes on inside that thick skull of his, he's a madness. He's an absolute madness. I think he comes back on a high.
He's on a run of form though, mate. 2 goals in 2 games for England.
He's not there to score goals. They fucking bought him to defend, and he can't do nothing. Unless you want to stick him up top, but Maguire and Ronaldo, what a strike force. But even so, like Ronaldo's in a slump of form too. Like they lost to Serbia. He's probably kicking bottles in the change room. They took the piss out of him. You know, Mitrovic running on with the Coke bottle at the end in his underwear. I think Watford come in, they do them. You know, I just see it happening. Ismail Assar turns him inside out. 3-1.
Right. Yeah, Bo, you're not surely going the same opinion there, are you?
I am going a Watford win because it's very hard for a club that is that toxic at the moment to turn it around in a couple of weeks. No one wants Ollie there. The players don't even want him there. They're not fighting for him. So I think Watford will probably win 1-0.
Right. Well, I've gone with a comfortable United 3-0. I think it's going to be much like that Spurs result where it's just like it doesn't mean it like it's a win at the end of the day, but like it doesn't mean anything for how actually bad the vibes are at United. Like that 3-0 win over Spurs or whatever, just it didn't fix everything, did it? Like they went and got smacked by City the week after. So it just doesn't fix anything. So I think it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be Watford versing a team that they should comfortably beat. And yeah, easy result. Ronaldo probably back scores again. Maybe even a Maguire goal just for the fun of it. And then yeah, next week whoever they're versing, I can't say. So I should quickly have a look who they're versing next week. Chelsea. So there you go. So it's not all good, I don't think, at United. So win this week and then we'll talk. So
maybe Zidane is in before Christmas.
Hey.
Maybe Zidane is in before Christmas because, Jesus.
Maybe so. Well, apparently Conte was waiting for the job for a while and it just never came. So yeah, they definitely missed a boat there. But what about High Flyers West Ham, boys? How are they looking this week against Wolves? Morty, we'll start with you again. Which way do you see this one going?
It's interesting because, I don't know. I think Antonio hasn't really ever had internationals when he's had to fly all the way out to the US, playing for Jamaica, 1-1 draw. He's carrying along. Yeah, this could be interesting. I mean, Wolves, Portugal got battered. So, I don't know. But, I don't know. I think probably the international break came at the worst time for West Ham, though. Coming off that flying against Liverpool, going into a break kind of just dampens their thing. They've all gone out, whatever, come back. I got to see this end in a 1-1 draw. Just a bit of a nothing game.
No, I've gone with a 3-1 West Ham. I think they're in high spirits. I don't even think an international break can wreck that right now. I think, if anything, maybe, yes, Mikel Antonio will have played a bit of international football, but it might help him because he hadn't scored for a few games, had he? So
no, he hasn't scored in a while.
Getting a couple goals at international level might actually help him. Wanting us USA, and I can't remember who else he scored against. Probably like Tahiti or something. I don't know, one of those.
Was it Mexico? Yeah, one of them.
But so I think it might actually help him. And then I don't think, like you got Declan Rice as well, who's just playing phenomenal. So I think it might have helped him. Wolves, they were in good form. They've picked up a loss since then. So gone with the High Flyers West Ham. I think that's going to continue, and they're really pushing for top 4, let alone just European football in general. What do you reckon, Campo?
I'm jumping with Morty. I think it'll be a 2. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw, though. I can't slate West Ham with their form they're in, but Wolves. Every time I watch them play, they've impressed me. So it'll be a very good game to watch. But I'm backing a draw.
All right. Well, we got a Norwich team taking on a Southampton team. Both teams off the back of a win. Well, Norwich with 1. Southampton's unbeaten in 4. Campo, which way are you going to see this one? Because you've given a bit of credit to Southampton recently, and it's unheard of. But they've actually been good since you said that. So,
but didn't you just say a new manager pretty much guarantees a win?
Yeah, that's true. And as we know, Dean Smith, he's now at Norwich. So.
And it's not happening because Southampton will just turn them over 3-0.
Okay. I'm glad you clarified that. What do you reckon, Campo? Sorry, Morty, which way are you going?
Mate, how have you gone from giving absolutely no credit to giving me all the credit in the world? I don't understand you.
It's not credit to them. It's how bad Norwich are.
Bad Norwich are.
I'm going for a draw again. I'm going to keep sitting on the fence. I think Norwich go out there looking for. I think Southampton kind of, they have their rough days and they've only really scored worldies, and on the ball, I don't think give them 40 chances and I don't think they're scoring that many of them. So 1-1 draw, leave it be.
Do either of you think that Dean Smith can turn this Norwich team around? Like, it's a bit weird that he's gone straight from Villa to Norwich, like no break there. Obviously wanted to stay in the manager hot seat, really. Can he turn it around?
They have come off a win, though.
Too late, but
they have come off a win, so we'll give them that.
If he goes and picks up back-to-back wins now, you might think it's possible, but you just can't see it happening. The squad's just not good enough at the end of the day. I've gone with a 2-0 Southampton win. Then they're in okay form, better form. And they're starting to push their way up the ladder a little bit. And Norwich, again, yes, they pick off a good win, but that squad's just not Premier League quality, I don't believe. Southampton keep the momentum. All right, Morty, we move into your boys now. Big game here, Liverpool-Arsenal. Beginning of the season, or like at the start of the season, you probably would have said this is very, very easy win. What would you say now that Arsenal they're on your tail?
Very, very easy win.
Very with the three varies. I think we're going to have half Liverpool squad out. We are all injured. In saying that, Tsimikas comes in for Robertson if his injury carries along. Tsimikas was man of the match in his for Greece and his performance. So Van Dijk's qualified for the World Cup the first time. Firmino's still out. Mane's picked up an injury. Henderson's gone, which is good for news for us. Happy about that one. Trent was on fire at right back for his first start, 3 assists. Can't be said for any other England right back.
Well, the one that got a couple of assists the game before.
Not every English right back
against San Marino.
He played actual right back this game. All right, we're not wing back.
Brent was versing literally one of the worst teams in the world, San Marino.
Mate, Maguire celebrated
halfway and not have to defend because it's San Marino.
Halfway, bro. I don't think you left the 18-yard box. In all honesty, I think Arsenal are on a high, and I think that they're gonna be tough. But here comes a but. I think once the floodgates kind of open for Arsenal, they haven't really played other than the last time they played anyone big was City and they lost 5-0. And I think we saw that game that yes, they can grind out their results, but I think once the goals start flowing for Liverpool, I think the floodgates open up and they haven't really had that pressure put back on them yet, and then it's going to be a bit of a reality check because they're going, clean sheet. Ramsdale's on fire, but put 1-2 past them. Sitting past that, I think it could end up 3-4-0. So that's what I'm going to go with.
So you're going with
However, it's probably the most nervous I've been against Arsenal in the past few years. So I'll give them that.
Would your opinion be different if it was at the Emirates, or is it because it's at home at Anfield, you're a bit more comfortable?
I think just because it's at home, we're under the pump with injuries. I think Klopp usually strives when this happens. He rallies the troops against the world, and they usually come out for a big performance, especially after a loss as well. Kind of building into that City mentality that they come out and stomp on someone afterwards.
Right. Well, I've gone. Well, I had a Liverpool 2-1 win down, but then you told me about these injuries, so I've actually changed it to a 1-1. I think Arsenal are high flying. Smith Rowe got a goal on his England debut as well, which will just help his confidence. Bukayo Saka's playing well. Ramsdale got a cap and a clean sheet. Again, it was against San Marino, so it's.
Did he face a shot?
Yeah, I think you had one save.
I don't think you.
But yes, I can't
shot from Maguire.
Too much there. But I think they're on a high, and Liverpool, you're off the loss, yeah. So I don't think you're going to lose, but I think Arsenal give you a good game here, and it's gonna. I think 1-1, not a bad result for either team really. I don't think it's the worst result for you guys, even at home. What do you reckon, Campo?
I think I've seen that
You
Thomas
never done
Partey. Nah, this shit. I've seen Thomas Partey is highly likely to not play as well, and
Yeah,
I
saw that
think
too.
he's a bigger miss for Arsenal than any of those players are to Liverpool. So Liverpool 4-0.
4-0, okay. So you both think it's going to be a
Just in
whitewash.
saying that as well, most likely Thiago will get the start with Fabinho in the middle. I think you will proper see Thiago on the ball this game.
I
Tennis him out of the way.
I change it to 3-0.
What do you make of those Thiago rumours back to Barca? Do you think it'll happen, Morty?
If they pay for him, maybe. But
What, do they have any money to pay for him?
I think they have 11 million, especially Dani Alves signing for £1 or €1, whatever he signed for.
I think it's probably one of those ones where it's like he's a bit homesick. He hasn't fit in at Liverpool too much, so
He's done nothing.
Yeah. I think Klopp will have that conversation with him. Give us another 6 because he's come in to a COVID period and he hasn't really he's only had 2 home matches with fans. Like he hasn't really had those.
But in saying that, it's not the biggest loss for you though either. Like
no, he hasn't really played for us either way. So insane. If we get some money to move on to another player, no, fair play probably hasn't worked out for him. But I would like him to succeed, and if he's done it at Barca, Bayern, and then Liverpool, good on him. So yeah, if he wants to go home, he wants to go home. Can't fold him.
all right, boys. Do we all think a comfortable City win here, or will Everton cause an upset? Campo, you nodding your head there. So City easy win.
Yeah, 3-0. It's just training ground stuff.
Yeah, I've gone literally
no-
3-0.
There is no, Pep overthinking lineup that could change any result this game. Pep could throw out any random amount of players and they'd still win this 3-0. So I'll be on the 3-0 train.
Resounding 3-0 win here. Cool. That was easy enough to put straight forward. So we move into then the final game of the round. Campo, your boys taking on Leeds United. What do you reckon?
3-1 win. Leeds a plus. And as Morty thinks San Marino is the best team in the world, Harry Kane scored 4 past them in the first half. So going on platform,
would Leeds beat San Marino?
it'd be a 2-2 draw, I think. So I reckon Spurs should win this. First game, Conte at home. I think it'll be electric. So if they can't get up for that, half these players have to go.
Only half?
Yeah.
Nicely put. What do you reckon, Morty?
Yeah, if it was Conte, I'd probably say you were in for a loss this game. But I think Leeds are going to take it to you. Conte loves the attacking ball, and Leeds love attacking. I think this is going to be end-to-end. Who's taking their chances first? Kane, yes, it's against San Marino. He's a bit back on target, probably a bit more confidence. But he still hasn't scored in the Prem, so we've got to move on with it. And I don't know.
He scored 1.
All right.
Yeah, he's got 1 now.
Yeah, it's Newcastle.
Oh, sorry.
It'd be interesting though if he does
score against Newcastle.
If he does fail to score against the next couple of games, it'll be interesting because he's in hot form for England, but just can't score in the Prem.
Can't versus San Marino every week.
Maguire's in hot form for England.
Yeah, it'd be frustrating, that's for sure. I've gone with the 2-1 Spurs win. I'm with Campo here. I can't say he's keeping a clean sheet, just given the fact that Christian Romero is now probably out for the game, and he's probably your best defender. So it'll be a challenging game, but I do actually back Harry Kane to score, and just kind of take that England form back into the Prem, and then with this new manager, if he gets hot, he'll go and score the rest of the season comfortably, and pushes a bit further back up the ladder. Leeds haven't been great.
In saying that, who's stopping Rafinha though? You don't have a defender that can stop.
Yeah, but Rafinha can't do it all himself.
Well, you could say the same thing about Norwich, and he didn't score against Norwich. He's got a 240 once, and
He scored against Norwich, didn't he?
No, he's got a 240 once, and he's out.
True.
So,
well, no, he's a quality player, and I think he will have trouble marking him, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does get in the score sheet or does make something happen. But I don't think him alone is enough for Leeds to get this over the line. So I think Conte will probably get that pretty spot on there in marking him out of the game. Although I don't know, because who is it? Emerson Real will be marking him, will he? Or will it be
Regulon?
Regulon, yeah. So could be a tough. It'll be an interesting battle because they're both pacey players.
Well, everyone should get up at 3:30 on a Monday to watch it, not just me.
Don't know if I'll be able to do that.
I'll be able to watching it.
We'll see how we go there. But it's going to be obviously a little short episode here. Get us back into the swing of things after that terrible international break. So we will see you maybe over the weekend for a post-game, possibly, or early next week. Hopefully Tony can join us.
Beautiful.
Next time.
Peace.